discussed what all I do, and she needed to understand my career goal, what I'm thinking, what I want to work on, what are my strong skills. Google has its own preparation material. You will be mapped with some Googler which is currently working in Google, and then you can have a call in half an hour, 1 hour call. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am here again with you with yet another video. So currently the job market is very risky and people are getting laid off and all of those scenarios are going on. But let me tell you, we have some good news. There are still companies which are hiring for very suitable roles and they need good employees. So if you have the capability to adapt to the changing situations and you're ready to learn, then there's no one stopping you, not even AI, not even any technology change. So currently I gave an interview at Google, and today I'm going to share what all was the process. We are going to get a good glance at what all the rounds were, what kind of questions were asked, and how the process goes. So without any delay, let's get started. So guys, first of all, a recruiter reached out to me on my LinkedIn profile, on my LinkedIn account. As I say always, please keep your LinkedIn account updated as much as you can. It's very, very important. And she asked me that if I'm interested, there are some openings in Google and I can share my resume with her. And then she asked on scheduling a call to understand all the requirements and to understand what am I working on. So then we had one call. In that she discussed what all I do, and she needed to understand my career goals, what I'm thinking, what I want to work on, what are my strong skills, what does my experience say about me, and what all work I'm doing currently. Then she also told me about a job role and she's going to interview me for. Then she told me how all I can prepare. She gave me a quick glance on how the process will look like, what all will be asked in that. So we had a nice 30 to 45 minutes of a call and we discussed everything. And then she said that okay, you can take your time, you can give me a tentative date, and from that date we can start with your interview. Then she gave me a mail in which all the preparation material was there. So Google has its own preparation material, and obviously you can go, you can see them for reference and you can prepare on your own also. That's what I did. And after that, so there's one very good thing in Google. Whenever you're giving interviews in Google, they have two things, named as champion call and mock interview. So basically what does this contains is, in champion call you will be mapped with some Googler which is currently working in Google, and then you can have a call in half an hour, 1 hour call with them, and you can ask them all the questions that are in your mind. And the second thing is mock interviews. That is also the same thing. You will be mapped with one Googler and they will take your mock interviews, and those interviews will not be graded or will not be counted in your total selection or your candidature. So these things, I found it to be awesome. I think they've recently started this because previously also I gave these interviews and this was very new to me. So then I asked her that can we get a champion call. So she mapped me with one Googler and I asked her all the questions that were in my mind regarding the work culture, the career progress, and what all work they do at Google, what all technologies they do. So there's one thing that Googler is not necessarily will be from the team for which you are getting interview, but still you can get a general idea. I asked her how she prepared and all of that. It was a very good experience. So after that I had my first round. So this process started around 30 October. I had a call with the recruiter, and then around in November I had my first round, which was the preliminary round. So that is basically the first round, and that is taken by Google for understanding that you are fit for taking interviews or not, you are worth it for them to spending time and money on you or not. So it is a very basic round in which they just test your coding skills, how your communication skills, you're able to code or not. Only these much they test. It is not required that you give a very optimal, okay, even if you don't perform that well, but still you are able to depict, you're able to solve the question. It's more than enough. I had my first round and I was asked questions about trees. Okay, and it was a medium hard type of a question, and the interview was of 45 minutes. So in Google what happens is you'll have a 45 minutes interview, and in that starting of 4-5 minutes will be intro. The interviewer will give you intro, you will give intro. Then he or she will explain you the question, which will take another 5 to 10 minutes. So that counts for 15 minutes. And after that, you are set to code, okay? So first of all, what you have to do is, you just don't have to jump and code the interview. So there are certain steps which you should follow. Like the first step is clarifying the question. You should give some examples to them and like clarify that whatever you have understood is right, or like there is more to it. You can put maybe some corner cases, or you can ask some questions, clarifying questions, so that you're confident that you have understood the question properly. After that, what you can do is you need to like vocal out your whatever approaches you are thinking. It can start from brute force. It can be the most optimal solution at once. That is good enough. Because the time is very less, so you have to like code and do everything in 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so then what happened, I told the approaches and all, whatever is coming in my mind. So when the interviewer and you agree to a common approach, then you can start coding it. So a similar thing happened, and then I started coding it. After that, you should give the complexity of the solution, and you should dry run 1 or 2 outputs covering all the corner cases as well. So once that is complete, you should leave some time, because in Google what happens is mostly the interviewers have follow-up questions as well. If you don't leave time for that, then that will also be negatively marked, because the interview came with 2 questions but you were only able to solve 1 question. So try to leave some 10-15 minutes in the end for the interviewer to ask any follow-up question if he or she wants. And then the last 5 minutes are for any questions you want to ask the interviewer. So I waited for a lot of time, like a month or something, before the result came. And then because of the New Year time, we couldn't get any slots for further interview. I waited till January, and in 15th or 16th of January, I got my interview scheduled, which were 4 rounds of interview, which were the main rounds. So then out of those, 3 were DSA rounds and 1 was a system design round. So 2 were scheduled on one day and the other 2 were scheduled on the other day. So they asked me that, do you want to give all 4 interviews on the same day, or you want to split it into multiple days? So then on those 3 rounds, so I think in 2 rounds it was like hash maps, strings, arrays, that mix kind of a question. And in one DSA round, I was asked about DP. So all were like hard kind of questions, easier, harder, medium, hard you can say, and one DP one was really hard. And in the last interview, which is the Googliness Round, so that's a unique thing in Google. So with this round, what they judge is that will you fit in the Google culture or not? Do you have all those ethics, personality that will fit into Google? So don't take this round as like it's like this only and you can say anything or like that. It is properly marked, and it is very much equivalent to what the other 3 rounds have. If you don't perform in this interview well, that will also be counted. Same as the DSA rounds. So in this round, this also is a 45 minutes round, and here you will be asked multiple situations. So in some situations, you have to tell about some past experience which you might have faced. They'll give you one situation. For example, they'll ask you that you are working on a project and you and your partner in project or your senior is not agreeing to it. So have you ever faced this situation, and if yes, what did you do? The second type of questions here they can ask is any imaginary situation. They'll say that even if you have not faced, you have to make up any imaginary situation and tell that, okay, they'll tell you that if this thing happens, then what will you do? For example, they'll say that you are a product manager and your deliverables are not delivering the thing on the product on the correct date, then what will you do? So you are not a product manager, but these are like some imaginary situations which they can give. So it's very important, and you have to answer, like there's nothing wrong or right in this, but just try to be ethically right at this point, because this is very important interview and I've seen people getting rejected because of this as well. So after this 4 rounds, then I waited again for a very long time, and after the results came, it took around 1 month for the results to come, and then I had a fit call. So basically Google has this thing, in which you will be mapped with different managers. So for example, 5 managers have openings in there. They'll make you according to the first conversation I had with my HR. She'll have all the things I'm interested in, all the technologies I have experience in, and regarding to that, she'll map me with one of the manager who is willing to hire in his or her team. And then we'll have a call. We'll have a 45 minutes to half an hour interview kind of thing, which is called fit call. Here he will ask me what all I've worked on, what all is my experience, and they'll ask me further questions like related to the role they're hiring me for. For example, they're hiring me for Node.js, for example. So they'll ask me that whether you have worked in this or maybe some real-time technology. So they'll ask that, have you ever coded in this side? Have you ever solved bugs? Have you ever raised PR? Like these, whatever is related to their role. They'll ask that. And then further, they'll also tell about the role for which they are hiring you. They'll tell about their team, what all work they do, what all projects are they working on, what all they'll work in future, and all of that they'll tell. So if both of you agree that okay, you also like the team and she or he also likes, then you will be matched with that team. Else you'll have multiple fit calls. Like I had 2 fit. After that, all of these things, all of the feedback and all goes to one hiring committee which they have, and all the reviews starting from the first thing, even the way with like you talk with the recruiter, that also goes to the hiring committee. Everything, your speed, your solutions, your thinking, everything, they have a form and marking in that, and for each interview that will be got to the hiring committee, and then they'll see and approve if you are fit for Google or not. If they pass you, then you will be there. If they don't pass you, even if you have passed all the rounds, still you can get rejected. So once that is done, then they'll have a compensation discussion with you. The HR will ask, and then they'll send it to one committee which will approve your compensation and will talk to you about it. And after that, one last thing which they do is your whole interviews feedback and your compensation and everything goes to a top management committee, which will finalize that yeah, okay, you're getting hired, and if they approve, then you'll get the offer letter. So these were the rounds which happened with me. If you have anything else to share, or you do drop in the comment section, and if you have anything to ask for, you can definitely ask in the comment section. I would love to read your comments. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.